Hello, welcome to my channel. If you've read about Kubernetes, you know what containers are about. You understand what Kubernetes clusters are, but you've never actually had a production level application that uses container orchestration. Then this video is for you. I'll be taking you through how you can apply Kubernetes clusters to your existing projects. Let me also point out that if Kubernetes is completely new to you, then this video is not for you because you'll probably not understand anything I'll be doing. You need to first of all cover the theoretical aspect of Kubernetes before you can come to this video. So let me share my screen. My screen is coming up. Okay, so I'll be making the entire source code available for everyone. You can see it here. So the source code, the entire source code for this project, I'll make it available. This is the repository. You can just clone it and you'll be good. Let me work on my screen. Okay, so I think I have to share my entire screen. Okay, so I'll be using Azure CLI for this entire project. And the reason I'm using that is that when it comes to containers, as a DevOps engineer, you will most likely need to be familiar with Azure CLI. I mean, infrastructure as code. It might not be Azure, but some kind of infrastructure as code platform. So that's why I'll be doing that. Another reason why I'll be using that and not from the Azure portal is that I want you to see, I want you to know that everything I'll be doing in this video, you can run them by just setting up a single script. So you can have a single script that will go through the entire workflow of everything I'm doing. Just once you have your script ready, all you do is run it, then you wait for like 5 minutes and everything will just continue to go run through the entire steps. But I'll be taking it one command at a time, just so that we can be clear on what I'm doing. Okay, so okay, so let me show you. This is the repository. I'm not sure I shared it previously. This is it. So let me go to my terminal now. I just really hope I'm sharing my entire screen. The first thing I want to do is I want to log in. So I will use login. So I want to log into my Azure. So I've logged in successfully. Come to my terminal. I will choose my subscription and I'm good. So to make this fast, I already wrote down all the commands I'll be using in this video so that we can have it done because it's a couple of steps. I don't want the video to be too long. We'll start with our resource group. We need to create a resource group where all what we are going to be doing would be putting it in. So after logging in, our resource group. So I already have AZCLI installed in my terminal. So that's why I can run all these commands. So if you don't have AZCLI, you just need to download it. I mean, it's very straightforward. Just um, AZCLI download, and you'll be able to download it depending on your environment, whether you are in Windows or Linux or what have you. So you just follow the steps and you'll be able to download it. Okay, so let me go back to my terminal. Um, I ran this previously and I use AML AKS resource group. So let me just add two to the resource group name. And I still want to use South Africa. Okay, so what this command is doing is I'm basically creating a resource group. That's what this command is doing. Okay, so my resource group, you can see the provisioning state was succeeded. So the next thing I want to do is I want to create a service bus. So because this AML solution makes use of different services, and we need a message queuing service to be to ensure that we do not have collision. So that's what service bus is doing for us. And it does not have to be service bus. There are other alternative chain service you can use. I think the original developer of this solution used RabbitMQ, but because I'm deploying in a Microsoft environment, I just wanted everything to be Microsoft native. And Service Bus is quite easier to use. I mean, it's a managed service, so um, it's quite easier in a way than RabbitMQ. So I'm calling the name of my namespace, my service bus namespace, AML SBIO 2. Let me just append 2 to it. Still in South Africa, the SKU is standard, and I think this is fine. Yeah, I need to be faster. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is um I want to create um so before I create a topic in my service box, I might need to reference my um my service bus namespace in some of my other scripts and in some of my YAML files. So I just want to add it as a variable. I want to create a variable for it so that it can be referenced. So this command here would fetch out the service bus namespace that was created earlier on. So let me just add 2 to this name as well. So it will fetch it out, the name, and to store it in this variable. Oh, I didn't change the name of the resource group. So I'll put 2 here. Okay, so I think this is fine. Yeah. So now let's create our topics and our subscriptions. Okay, so my topic name, I'm fine with AML events. But the namespace, I modified it by adding to, so I'm specifying the namespace and the resource group. Creating a topic that some services will subscribe to. So now let me create the subscription. I'll send you all of this so you can work on your own. So you can see that um, all our services, all our microservices, we are using each of them as subscribers. Not all of them, but at least 4 out of 6. There are about two. We have 6 microservices in total, the ones that apply. So you can see over here, I'm referencing the service bus. So I will add 2 here. Um, then the resource group as well. I need to add 2. I think this is good. Topic name, AML event name. Okay, so this is a loop that will create um different it's going to create different subscriptions. To run 4 times. Okay, so now let's get our connection string, the connection string for our service bus. Yeah, so let me just do a little modification to this. Okay, so we want to also output the connection string just to be sure that um, the value, because we are going to be using it as an environment variable. I want to output it on the screen as well. So you can see the connection string here. This is the connection string. This is the connection string. Okay. So we have our connection string. It will come in handy very soon. Now we want to set up our Azure container registry. Let me create a new registry. So the name of our container registry, I can still use AML ACRIO. Um, okay, no, let me add two because I used this name previously, even though I've deleted it, but it's not too long ago that I created this document with all of these um, resources. And I'm not sure of the deleting policy of Microsoft Azure. So I think this is good. We can create it. Yeah. So Azure Container Registry is where we are storing our containers. So we are storing our containers on the cloud. So Container Registry is just like the Docker hub in Microsoft environments. So all of our containers will be stored in that registry. So let's log in now. Let me expand this so that you will be able to see my screen clearly. Okay. So now let's build. This is the interesting part. We need to build all through all our 6 microservices. We'll build, then um we'll send to Azure. I'll just make a little modification, add 2 here. I hope you are following me. So you can see that the name of the container registry was what was used to generate the URL. Okay, so I think this is fine. These are version 1. These are the 6 microservices. So we are pushing them to Azure Container Registry. We've not started with Kubernetes at all. This is just the preliminaries. When we start with Kubernetes, you are going to know. So I think this is fine. I think this is fine. Okay, let's start. So when this is done, we'll start setting up our AKS environment. So we are building first. You also need to have Docker installed in your computer. If not, you won't be able to build. I'm able to build because I have Docker installed. So I build first before I push to Azure Container Registry. So you need to have Docker installed. You need to have Azure CLI installed as well. Okay, so I believe everything is successful. There's no reason why anything should not work well. As I said, I already did this um, multiple times, so I think all is fine. Now we want to set up our AKS environment. As I said earlier on, all of these things I'm doing, you can do them um, in the Azure portal. But as a DevOps engineer, you should be very familiar with using, you should be very comfortable with infrastructure as code. So let's create our AKS cluster first. Let's create our AKS cluster. So let me add this to the resource group. The name AML cluster is fine. The node count. Node is just like your server. So I think one is fine for now. If we need to upgrade it, we'll do that. Then the VM size standard B2S. For now, we are fine with that. I think this is good. This is fine. Okay, so let's run it. So it's ongoing. We are creating our cluster. So when it comes to containerized applications, there are different um, routes that one can take. So I think before I did this Kubernetes approach, I used container apps, which is a lot more cost effective, especially if you have very simple containers that you want to deploy. If you don't want to have extended control. But the reason I'm using this Kubernetes is that Kubernetes gives you the ability to customize a lot of things when it comes to your deployment. So it's provisioning. It's provisioning. I don't want this video to be too long, and it's taking a lot of time. I might have to divide it into two videos. Okay, so I think it will be done soon. It will be done soon. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is we want to connect to our cluster. Okay, okay, I think the one I did before. So let me override that. So let's confirm that we can get our nodes. Yeah, so you can see our node here. We created a single node. That's why we have just one listed here. So let's create our Kubernetes workspace. I think I already created a AML system before. We will overwrite it. Then our service bus connection string. We're going to use it. We'll be associating it with our Kubernetes environment. I think I modified the name added to. Create secret generic. Okay, let me add 2 here as well. Because we are going to be using this service bus secret in our YAML file. Let's do the same for our JWT. In the case of JWT, I wouldn't be adding it too because I'll be using the same algorithm for the token. I think I'll just go ahead with it. Okay, so OpenAI as well. Now I want to prepare the deployment scripts. Sorry. Okay, so for our Docker server, um, secret AML system. So I need to modify this. I can't even remember the name I used earlier. Okay, so let me just append to this. I don't think I created this Docker server. Yeah, secret. Let me see. I don't think I created this. Yeah, I didn't create it. So I should modify it to um let me confirm the name I used. I think I used AML ACR IO2. ACR IO2. Okay, so I think this is what I can use. I think this is what I can use. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now let's create our deployment script. Luckily for you, I already created this, so but you can just have a look at it from here. Yeah, I'll just be doing some modification to it. Um, so let me just go to my repository. I hope you can still see my screen. Yeah, I'm sharing my entire screen, so obviously you can see it. So over here, this is my folder. I'll be opening this. Yeah, so we can modify this. This is the deployment script. This is the deployment script, the Kubernetes deployment script. So in some other application, I think the first time I was trying to do container orchestration on this particular application, I used Compose, Compose with Kompos. So I converted the Docker Compose file to the Kubernetes YAML file using a tool, the Compose tool. But in this case, I wrote it directly. So let's just go through this and make modifications. We add two here. The port is fine. The service bus, I think I added two here as well. The name, remember I said we'll reference it. And even the environment variable as well. I added two here as well. I hope I wouldn't, all these modifications that I made, it might be easy to mess up something. Service bus again, they are all using the service bus for their um, messaging queue. Okay, so we're almost done. Okay, so this is our YAML file. I think I am done with this. I think I've made all the necessary modification. If we see an error, we are going to debug it together. We'll debug it together. So let's go back to our terminal. Okay, so after creating this, we add our code. Then we are going to run this our YAML file. Yeah, so to run it, we run this command. Yeah, we are going to run it. And before I run it, let me just confirm that service bus, the service bus, what's it called? Secret that I created. The connection string. Okay, so I think I'm looking for where we assigned. It should be down after pushing a service. I just want to confirm the name I used just to be sure. Okay, this is it. So yeah, I added two to it. Okay, so let's try to run this now. Let's try to run this. Okay, let's run it. If there's any issue, we'll debug together. Oh, that's good. That's good. Everything was created smoothly. That's nice. Let's monitor to be sure everything is running. All our services, all our microservices, to be sure they are all running. Let's confirm. Let's wait for like 20 seconds. I've seen an error with our alert manager on our feature engine. Okay, so our um, feature engine alert manager ingestion, we're having some errors with them. Okay, I think I know what's happening. Okay, so what we would do is let's get our external IP first. Let's get our external IP. At least our gateway is working well. Our gateway is working well. So we can get our external IP. Okay, so this is our external IP address. Okay, so we are going to debug the issues that we're having very soon. Okay, so let's see um feature engine, for example. Let's see. Let's get logs out of it. Oh, yes, 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 yes. So within our code, we use service bus connection string rather than we didn't add two to it. So that's just what we need to change. What I'll be doing is I'll be making those modifications within the code. So I'll be going into them now and I'll be making all of that modification. So I'll be moving very fast. So let me start with I think it's a lot easier for me to even overwrite the previous connection string. No, but since I already modified the YAML file, let me just do it from the code. So let me start with alert manager. Let me open the main file, scroll up. Let me search for connection string. So I'll just add two over here. I'll add two here. Let me copy this. It's appeared twice. So I think that's fine. For the main, did I use it? No, I didn't use it in events, in alerts. I don't think I did. Yeah, so I'm good with alert manager. Let me go to feature engine, go to the main file, get environment variable. We add two. Okay, so I think I'm good with feature engine as well. Let me see the Docker file. Okay, so let's go to gateway. Um, graph analysis. Ingestion. Okay, risk score. Okay, so I think this is fine. So let's build again and we'll push our changes to um, push all of our changes. So let me go back. Yeah. I want to push, and I want to set the default. Like I need to do this multiple times. You just quit. I want to remove all those comments so that it will be easier for me to modify. Okay, so two. So feature engine version 2, then Docker push to yeah. So initially we pushed version 1, now we are pushing version 2. Okay, so let's try to resolve for feature engine first. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we are good with feature engine. The next one I made changes to. Let's start with alert manager. So I'll just be going through the ones that add error. So we have feature engine, alert manager, ingestion, feature engine, alert manager, and ingestion. Feature engine, alert manager, ingestion, and risk score. Alert manager. Alert manager. Okay. So let's build. After building, let's push. Here's my push. Okay, so let's push alert manager. Then let's set the default. At manager. Okay, so I think this is fine. Yeah, so then the last one, okay, we also need to do ingestion and risk score. So let's build for ingestion, ingestion, ingestion version 2. And let's push for ingestion. Then let's set version 2 as the default that will be used. Okay, so this is fine. So the last is risk score. So let's build first risk score. I have to divide this video into two. It's, it's taking a while, so I will just start another one very soon. Risk score version 2. Uh, then let's push. Then let's set as default. Okay, so we score. Okay, so now let's try to check our pods again. Where's that command? It's just faster to copy and paste. So I'll just check it one more time to see if the errors are still there or if some of them are gone. Yeah, so you can see all the errors are gone. Everything they are running as it should be. Okay, so that's good news. That's a good news. So we can now try to move to the next assignment. So what I will do is let me get our IP address. I think I copied the IP address. Let me close this first. Here's the external IP address. I copied it. Yeah, so this is the external IP address. I'll copy it and let's try to see the health of our endpoint. I will open a new tab, paste this /health. Oh, I think it's on port 8080, right? I think it's on port 8080 because I didn't add a reverse proxy. Is it 8080 or 8000? Either 8080 or 8000. I can easily check, but I'm just feeling lazy right now. So let's try both. One of these two. Yeah, it's 8000. Yeah, so you can see it is LD. It is LD. Okay. And if you want to see the API, the Swagger documentation, you can go to docs and we'll see all the endpoints that we can call. Okay, so one of the first things that I want to do is I want to run a demo workflow from our terminal. I'll just make a little modification to what I already have. Let me go back. I think where's the one I have two here. complete pipeline. I think this is the one I need. This one for service bus. Yeah, this is the one I need. So I'll just open with text editor. And I'll modify the IP address with what I have here. Yeah, so I think this is fine. I think this is fine. So in my next video, I'll be showing you how you can put this in an application rather than just running it from terminal, like how what I'll be doing over here. But let's just do this so that we can end this video um, at a reasonable state. Complete pipeline, demo, service bus. So I'll be using Python to run that. Python 3 complete. Is it an hyphen or it's an hyphen? Okay. So we'll be running this. Be running this. Let's see. I hope I'm not. I feel like I'm missing something. Let me confirm that I've done all that I need to do before running the complete pipeline. So all of these code modifications, I already made all the modification. There are some. That's why I provided you with my own repository. This repository is the updated repository. That's what I am currently using. So all of these are they are already addressed. So I think okay, so let me just run it. If there's an issue, we'll debug it together. So let's see. Yeah, so the ingestion was uploaded successfully. So for feature engineering and risk, that's fine because we don't have a URL, so it's fine. So we retrieved one alert, which makes a lot of sense. However, for our SAR narrative is where we need to, yeah, for stage 2 and stage 3, it's fine because we are not in a web app. When in my next video, when I'm using, when we have a URL, because it's expecting a URL, but the AI SAR generation is what's making me concerned. Why we do not have a value yet. Okay, let me confirm if I set it to true. Okay, so what I will do is I will continue in our next video before we work on Streamlit. But basically, we can see all we are doing is working as it should. You can see that we're able to upload all our files, and we are also able to retrieve alerts based on the risk score that it got. So this makes sense. So I think it's not fetching um the OpenAI key. It has got to do with the OpenAI key. That's most likely why our, or I can even just check the log for that. I can check the log for it just before we go. But I think let's just continue in our next video. But at least we can see it is working.